Yeah, man, just trying to do. You're funny on it, man. Nothing wrong, man. Nothing wrong. Sure. I think we can regulate it. Come on. I think this is it now.
You can show the screen. I saw that.
Yeah, man, this is more like it, does it? I'm gonna come out for this now.
Kind of piece you can slide it over.
Yeah, man, I change something, so I wait until they come. Okay. Put that one there. We just need to try this then. Just need to do this. Then I need to come over. I always think it's that way. Started. How long we got in there now? Alright, first off, I want to say Kalalalimla, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Gabanas to our apostles of James Given Stone. Salutations to the Akim pushing his word with us sincerity and in our truth. This is James Kingston, Jamaica. I'm the brother Yashaya. Beside me, I have
Brother Yaramia.
Right. And today we want to go into the weaponry of Esau. You know what I mean? How he is blessed with the sword, and at the end his own sword going to actually destroy him. You know what I mean? The own his own weapon that he created, all right, going to be his end. All right. Starting from Cain. Now we're going to go into the definition of Cain, to the blessing. All right. So, we want to also state importantly that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, West Indian, Asians, you are the real Israelites. All right. You are the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. But, we are scattered into all these nations around, right across the world, the four corners, because of our disobedience, because of our transgression. All right. So, right, without further ado, we're going to look up the word. We're going to read the word, Genesis 4, and look up the word Cain first.
So this is Genesis chapter 4 and verse 1. And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Right. So look up the word Cain.
So Cain, let's play the audio.
Strong's H 7014. Cain.
Let's go back to the Hebrew word
Kwayan.
And the definition of Kwayan, spear, a lance, a striking fast, spear. So it's a spear.
Right, so the word Cain, basically weapon, sword, spear, in some way a lance, is in javelin, that's what the word Cain mean. All right, and what did he do? He slew his brother. That's why Cain is also known as a murderer. When you look at the word Cain, you tell you that the one who killed his brother or murder his brother. They never use the word kill, they use the word murder his brother. All right. So that man, when he Cain, he was a murderer. He is a murderer because we still have the spirit of Cain in today's society, and we're going to show you when we're going to go to Tubal Cain, because Cain after Cain, you have a next person come back with the name Cain, bearing the name Cain. So in spirit continue coming back. The spirit of Cain, then from him pass, come back in our next person, man. So look up the word Tubal Cain.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 22. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal was Naamah.
Yeah, so look up the word Tubal Cain.
Let's play the Strong's.
Strong's H 8423. Tubal Cain.
So Tubal Cain. And
Salakia, when you look up the word Cain, it also means smith. See, the same Hebrew word is smith. See, so go read down the way up again. See, right?
It says Yabal,
Kwayan.
And Yabal, go back to the Hebrew word Yabal, which means to bring, lead, carry, conduct, bear along. So to bear, that's the meaning of the word Yabal.
Yeah. So the Tubal Cain is basically a carrier of weapons. Then travel weapon carrier. See, or traveling weapon. See, that's what the word Tubal Cain mean. And when you look up, I'm going to read this because this is an article coming in the Gleaner out here. It's all over the news right now. Putin says Russia is leading world in hypersonic weapons. All right, and when you look up what hypersonic weapon is, it's actually, they must say it's a weaponry faster than the speed of sound.
Okay.
All right, because it travel is super fast.
Okay.
See, so right down here, so it's President Vladimir Putin said Tuesday that Russia has got a strong edge in the designing of new weapons, and that it has become the only country in the world to deploy hypersonic weapons. So not only that they are the only one he's saying that deploy hypersonic weapons. You know what I mean? But other countries, like what this article is saying right here, all hypersonic weapons from China, the US and Russia created new arms race. So right now, Russia was the first one to actually do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? To actually deploy one, and other countries decide to say, oh, hey, you know, we need to develop hypersonic weapons too. And the lead, you have Russia and America, who are they by nationality? See, they are Edomites by nationality. Esau. All right, they're from the lineage of Esau, and that's what we're actually going into, because the spirit of Cain come back when Esau born.
Right.
See? So we're gonna look up the word artificer before we go further.
Yeah.
Just we just break down the verse there.
All right, so artificer.
Strong's H 2794. Horesh.
Horesh, which go out the Hebrew word Harash. And artificer, metal craftsman.
Yeah, artificer, metal craftsman. You know what I mean? And we see what these you know what a smith do? They can jump to go to Isaiah 54 and 16. Zane, read that.
All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Mm-hmm.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
So Esau, Cain, was a destroyer from the beginning. Zin. So Esau was created to be the destroyer of the earth. All right. So it said, "Behold, I have created the smith." We look up the word smith there. We go back to the word you mean artificer, same way. Zin, a maker of weaponry, a craftsman, a metal craftsman. Zin. Well, the scripture tell us that these weapons are what the weapon ICBMs. Job called them iron weapon. He said, "He shall flee from the iron weapon." These men, the Heavenly Father create them, then and give them the wisdom to make these nuclear armor, these nuclear weapons, I should say. See? So we read that again.
In Isaiah?
No, yeah, finish that. Read Isaiah again.
So Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth in the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
And that instrument is what? The ICBM missiles, because the word instrument means apparatus. You know what I mean? Or, you know, the things them where you need to accomplish a certain work. You know, in this day and age, the instruments when you bring across your work is we call it now the fighter jets, the ICBM missiles, the cruise missile, whatever they want, the submarine, the underwater cruise missiles, you know what I mean? Whatever projectiles them you know them have. Then Esau create them, man. That's why we actually showing you that this man is from the beginning is the maker of these kind of weapon. See? So we'll go back to
this in the same Isaiah says, and the Lord said, I have created You know, the smith.
Yeah,
So yeah, but Shimon Shai ultimate, like, you know, say, me create them and me give them the blessing.
For a specific work.
Right.
So the most I give them this weaponry in them hand if you actually do a specific job, because there's a day coming where it's gonna be all out war, weapon against weapon. You know what I mean? Mass death, mass murder coming because of these weaponry will be used.
Right. That's a little bit please leave now this you say. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
Yep, the wasters are the men behind the button. You know, behind the nuclear button. See? So we'll jump back to what we have. Go to Genesis. We will finish with this one. Go to Genesis 27. The blessing.
All right, so this is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 38. Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, it said, but by thy sword shalt thou live. That was the blessing that was given unto Esau. That was part of the blessing. So the fatness of the earth, Zin, and he might live by his sword. The fatness of the earth, we are talking about the wealth of the earth, the gold. You know what I mean? Whatever the natural resources, them in a proper word. The natural resources them are the earth. And at the same time, why am I live up and I'm destroy the natural resources? You for sure say this man have a destroying or a destructive spirit in him from Cain to bad Cain come straight when him born, when him come back as Esau. See? Because that is that enmity when the scripture that talk about between Cain and Abel, man. And then after Cain and Abel, because we are Esau enemy. Then when Cain and Abel, Esau and Jacob born as two enemy, man. From in the womb. So Esau, we the righteous, the vessel were created for wrath, and the vessel were created for salvation. The vessel created for wrath is Esau. Then the vessel, no, it's because of the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. But, yeah, because that the Most High create one vessel with wrath. And just wrath, it pour out, man, even in the most cunning way. See? You got it, I get it. I'm gonna go back, I jump back in a thing there while I find that. Genesis 4 and 22, it said that and Zillah also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer. And when you look up the word instructor, it means sharpen, in or hammer. See? So he's an instructor, he was a sharpener of every metal, man. See? He's a sharpener because this your scripture tells us a Romans, isn't it? Romans 9. Yeah. Okay, verse number fitted for destruction, right? Yeah, we see right there. That one, yeah. Yeah, come see it. Alright, just read this in read. Go Isaiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel 21. See? Because the word instructor, when you look it up right here, it says to sharpen. See? And read Isaiah, Ezekiel 21 and 11, verse 9 to 11.
This is Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter.
Right, and right now the sword that gets sharpened is what? And who is sharpening it? Sharpening it. You have other nations where it were involved. But the two top country, let me use the word country because Russian and thing the America, same Edomite them. You know what I mean? The same Edomite people, them same people from the lineage of Esau. So the two major war that's gonna be the country, the two major force in this war is America and Russia. America with his allies and Russia with his allies. You know what I mean? But these two countries, they are Edomites nonetheless. And even the other country, them Edomite is the one that run this current society. Edomite, Esau is the one that is actually in control of this society, whether China, whether India, the whole monetary system, Edomite control it. You know, regardless of what country it is. So when these countries have them weaponry, and how them get them weaponry, because of the power of Esau, because of the rulership of Esau, you know what I mean, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, because them they get these weaponry in them hand out of them own wisdom. That's why scripture tell you that I have created the smith. Yahweh said he created the smith and he created the waste to destroy. So all of these that possess weaponry, that possess nuclear weaponry, he created, he gave them the wisdom to do that, and he created that man. See, he created all of those people, and all of we create all of those weaponry, man. See? So we continue reading.
All right. Verse 11 now in Isaiah 21. And he had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Yeah, so it is sharpened and given into the hand of the slayer. See? Who is the slayer? See? The so-called white man, these are the nations. See? But ultimately, man, the spirit of Cain, the spirit of building weaponry, that knowledge of building weapon, see? These top countries, man, Russia, America, that's what they are building. They are building these weapons for, man, for what? For Armageddon. See? The Valley of Jehoshaphat.
We find Romans 9.
Yeah, man, read.
Alright. This is Romans 9 in verse 22. What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Yeah, because the Heavenly Father have a vessel of wrath, we fitted for destruction. The Most High create that vessel of wrath. You know what I mean? And you have a vessel, the vessel of dishonor, and you have the vessel of honor. The vessel of honor are the Israelites. All right, and the vessel of wrath, or the vessel of dishonor, is the Edomites. See? So to what is Micah 2 and yeah.
So this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
So the way the Esau get him riches, and do your Esau get the resources? Is by what? Then by bombing other nations, then by hammering other nations, because even the word Tubal-Cain mean hammering. See? So him can get hammered the whole earth. You see me? That's how him get him riches. By violence, but like look at for example when to Libya. See? Look what him do to Iraq, man. Look at him do to Afghanistan, when you call it the Asian country, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Vietnam, a lot of these countries, man, Nicaragua, in bomb these countries, Yugoslavia, I think it's Yugoslavia, mass murder. Through what, man? Through the weapon when built.
And through his blessing.
Through his blessing.
And receive.
See? Through blessing when received.
Yeah.
See? So who upon the earth are going to actually rise up against this man with the weapon when built? See, right now, the new thing, the Russian making know say, yo, them have hypersonic missiles when they can reach countries in no time, swiftly. See, I'm going to give me read that one that you have, and then they give me, I'm going to find it. Go and read that one.
Which one? This is the Micah?
Yeah, read the Micah. Finish the Micah.
All right, so Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, mad people of them country. See? The people of them country, man, of them house, and Esau going there and take it by violence. Who upon the earth do that? Which nation or which country upon the earth do that what Esau do, are running by the people resources and take it? Zin, I not see China do it. Zin, I not see India do it. I not see Ahmad do it. Ahmad can do it.
Yeah.
See, Esau is the only one on the earth who actually bomb nations and take over them. We don't know nobody else to do that. See, on that large scale, Esau the only one who commit such mass murder with drop a whole 2 bomb. This little boy and fat man or something like that. Pan one country and they dissimulate.
Break them and bring them under his subjection.
See, everybody afraid of him. No, nobody else to do that, man.
No Negro.
We no Negro do that.
No Latino.
No Latino no do that. See?
Native American definitely not do
See,
that.
Esau is the only one. See, we do that, man. See, one.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 23. Oh, is the armor of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Oh, is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
It only goes to show you. I'm in the middle of something, soon call it back. I'm in the middle of something, I soon call it back. Yeah, continue, sorry.
So say, Jeremiah 50 and 23. Oh, is the armor of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Oh, is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou as striving against the Lord.
Now, yeah, so this is he said oh, is the whole armor, was the armor of the whole earth cut asunder. Somebody is the armor, somebody is armoring, or somebody is destroying earth. destroying nations, hammer them into subjection. Saying, and who is doing that? It's Esau. This Esau is doing that, man. So he said, oh, is the hammer the whole earth cut asunder? Saying, let's say again, oh, as Babylon become a desolation. And when you look at the word desolation, it means to make waste of, or to make clean, or to wipe away, to wipe off. Because the prophecy of America is to be for them to get destroyed, man, to be burnt up off of the face of the earth. And what going to do that? What kind of fire is going to do that? Then the ICBM missiles. Thus said the Lord. This is the scripture we're reading from, man. Saying,
and that's why it said cut asunder is O, and O are to Edomite going against Edomites. As no other nation couldn't rise up and make these missiles. So you have Russia, which is our next host, Edom against the so-called American Edomites. So I saw them get divided, and Russia build this supersonic, hypersonic missile, which America know they try to catch up and build one, and I saw them become a desolation where Russia, the bear, I will build these missiles and strengthen the weaker nations them, and then America go far.
Come. It is what is it? Go back to Genesis 27, and you say you get blessed with the sword and its blessing. And then I go to Revelation 6 and 4.
Alright, so read by Genesis. You want to the blessing?
Yeah, man. Because this is also Esau within blessing. Then is also what is a part of prophecy. The end result is that this man gonna go out according to prophecy by the sword and built by thermonuclear fire. See, he is that that great sword. See, will get created upon the face of the earth. See, and he's gonna bring this. He's the one that gonna bring the society to an end. With him nuclear missile, man, because Scripture tells us that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, man. Esau is in a position where he have no choice but to actually just all out war right now. You know what I mean? America, which is what the center point of rulership of this Babylonian system, he is gonna go out in all out war. He's gonna go in all out war, man. Start war with Russia. And then you go have the World War sparking. World War just kick off, and missiles start flying, bullets flying. Then and ultimately America get burned. See? Go on.
So Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So he said what? Thy sword, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Revelation 6 and 4. Get it? So this is Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, to take peace from the earth. And when does that fulfillment? See? Yeah. It said it was given to him a great sword. See? When them drop bomb on like Yugoslavia, see? That's and all of the world wander after the beast. Would it do that? Would it actually drop that bomb? That great missile will make everybody afraid. See? America did that. Take peace from the earth. And when he really started to take peace from the earth, from the Greek Empire, when Scripture tells you and wickedness start to increase. Multiply. Wickedness start to multiply on the earth. See, when Esau in a rulership, but this man ultimately, when he build these bombs, man, no other country in the world never do that, never drop bomb on nobody. See, but Esau is the one that do that, man. I see. That's it's a red horse.
Yep.
Who are the so-called white man? The red Hebrew Edomites.
Yep.
They ain't white. A set of red people. So the scripture use these colors not accidentally.
Yeah. So yeah, go to read past it. Yeah. And we're going to Genesis 25. We say when Esau born, and then we're going to go back to the precept. So,
Alright, so Genesis 25. Alright, so Genesis 25 and verse 25. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Yes, it's the point is he said the first man, the elder came out red all over like an hairy garment, the firstborn, which is Esau. Seeing him come out looking like red man. Seeing now you go back to Revelation and say all over like a ear garment, and they call his name Esau. So Esau, what the word Esau mean from the Hebrew word Shashua, which means wasted away Z. Then so it's sometimes you see him look pinkish. See,
without no melanin.
So, yeah, right.
Everybody else in the Haitian world like melanin. So when Isaac saw this man come out, no melanin must say, wasted away Z, like a dead.
Like a dead man. And then, when him in the sun, him look red. Him have an eye red look, man. So go back to Genesis Revelation 6 and 4.
Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
That red horse represent Esau. See, go on.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that they should kill one another.
Right, and that was.
Read on.
Yeah, man. Continue.
And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, that great sword is talking about the missiles, man. The ICBM missile.
Modern day sword.
Modern day sword. The modern day arrows. See,
lance.
Which that arrow, it's actually talking. Which arrow? The scripture mentioned and call it arrow, but it's really talking about the missiles. See, John same also see the stars fall to the heaven about the weight of a talent. It's not talking about literal stars. Well, what John saw was actually ICBM warheads falling, go out into the atmosphere and falling through the earth atmosphere onto the earth. See? So that red horse, see, it's talking about Esau. And when they kill one another, man, when you have from World War I, II, see, that's the two war in World War I. That take place in when they are killing one another. I'm read about the article there. What's this one?
Let's read this quick. So Matthew 24 and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Yep. That's it. That's the nuclear missiles, that's the nuclear warheads. And we in the time where we're about to see that, see, we in the time of prophecy where these prophecies are about to fulfill the two major prophecy. Right now, is World War I, World War III, World War III, and World War III and the mark of the beast. So like, Because those are two major prophecies that the Heavenly Father have lined up. All right, and ultimately, when you see the chip make mandatory, then we know that this thing, we know that we're at the end. We know that we are about to be delivered. All right, because that is the marker for our deliverance. All right, when Esau a child force him chip on the people of the Father about the scripture say when we're about to full in belly. Then the bow of steel started strike him through. What is the bow of steel? The same missile we create.
And go out and see metal.
Yeah, you go to the same metal. Then when use, when bend, when carve, then up into weaponry. Then the whole of studies when put into these atoms, splitting atoms meant to create nuclear bombs. That same bow of steel gonna strike him through. See? That's when America get destroyed. Then give me will you finish up? Give me Isaiah 13 and start from 5.
13?
Yeah.
Alright, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven.
Start from one, maybe.
Start from one. Alright.
Start from 4, sorry.
4. Alright, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle.
So this battle that is about to be fought, man, it is about to fight. Then the Heavenly Father is the one mustering it. Then, go on.
Verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Right, and the weapon of his indignation, then it is this weapon that was put into the hands of the slave. That's why the scripture saying, give it into the hand of the slave. Then into the hand of the waster, then into these nation hands to actually bring forth that prophecy, that war. Then, so in say, oh, they come from a far country. Then, go continue.
Verse 6. Hold ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Yeah. It is gonna come as a destruction from the Almighty. So Esau, it is the end of Esau rulership. It is the end of this current Babylonian or Babylon rulership. See, and you see how them come from the end of, it's from one end of the heaven. It's see, like what Russia is showing you that all the hypersonic missile that travel from Russia go over to the other side. Then let me see if we can play the video.
Yeah.
It's a hypersonic missile.
Hold on.
That means it's
I'm gonna share the screen. You have any more on it?
Yeah, we're doing an Isaiah 13, yes.
No, we're not different. You have any more scriptures?
Yeah, well, I'm sure Esau blessing of a fall from him. And the Psalm 711.
Play it from us.
way faster than supersonic, several times faster to be exact. This specific missile was built by Russia. China and the United States are also developing hypersonic missiles that could carry nuclear warheads and evade traditional defense systems. If that sounds like the makings of a Cold War-style three-way arms race, that's because it most definitely is. And what could go wrong with that?
5 nuclear scientists, described as the elite of Russia's main nuclear test site, killed with 2 others when a small nuclear reactor exploded. They were testing an engine, thought to be for this new cruise missile.
Here's what's behind the race to develop hypersonic weapons.
In 10 years, the field of aeronautics has kept pace with man's desire to fly ever higher, faster, and farther.
So what we're seeing now in the landscape is that the United States has been involved in wars in the Middle East, whereas adversaries like Russia and China have had a lot more time to spend researching and developing hypersonic weapons. So currently the United States does not have any defense against a hypersonic weapon. On top of that, they don't also have any hypersonic weapons of their own. So when you think about the top competitors in this field, you have Russia sprinting to develop hypersonic weapons, and you also have China sprinting to develop theirs. Meanwhile, the United States has been playing backup to this sort of effort.
When we call something supersonic, we're saying it travels faster than the speed of sound, which is about 343 meters per second in air. Think fighter jets and the Concorde. When you hear the phrase Mach 1, that's the speed of sound. Mach 2, 3, 4, and 5 refer to something traveling twice the speed of sound, or 3 times, 4 times. You get the idea. Technically, hypersonic speeds have...
And right now, what that they must say Russia have that. You know what I mean? Russia have missiles. We travel faster than the speed of sound. Russia making us say we are the one leading the world in that. Right. You know what I say? And what she said a while ago, she said America not have nothing to defend themselves against that. That's why America go all out right now to spend money to develop weapons that can counter that. Right. See?
Talking at Mach 5 and above. NASA's space shuttle, for example, could travel at 25 times the speed of sound when it re-enters the atmosphere. When we talk about hypersonic weapons, there are 2 major types in development. There are hypersonic cruise missiles. This kind of weapon is launched from aircraft and act like super fast, self-propelled cruise missiles. And there are hypersonic glide vehicles. These get a boost from a rocket and then glide at super high altitudes before hitting their targets. All that said, hypersonic weapons are virtually impossible to defend against. Most national missile defense networks were set up to deter traditional intercontinental ballistic missiles, like pop flies in baseball, not hypersonic weapons. They need something of a short stock to catch them.
So the simplest way to explain ballistic missile flight is if I were on a baseball field and I threw someone a ball, you kind of have an idea of where that baseball is going to land. It'll make an arc in the sky and then it will drop down. For hypersonic weapons, they take on their own specific flight patterns. So those are not predictable, and that's why they're the biggest challenge right now for the United States. So a hypersonic missile, for instance, can get arched into the sky and then it can make a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn. So if you think about that baseball analogy, think about a baseball going up in the air and then all of a sudden darting to the right or darting to the left or going up a few feet and then going down a few feet.
Mm-hmm. So you see, what they said right there is that America, them now have nothing to track a hypersonic missile because them can't read it. Them now have nothing for read it because it's not a thing which travel upon a straight trajectory. You know what I mean? It's not a thing which travel straight.
Can be predicted.
Them can't predict where it go.
Right.
Zin. So them now have nothing for counter that. Zin. So we'll continue with Ezekiel.
Yeah, man. It's Ezekiel 21 and start at verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Sharpened meaning it move. And then in the beginning stage, the missile, them could have predict. But now them hypersonic one, meaning it evolve to a certain levels now where it can be predicted, it get sharper, it become more deadly, more effective. So it said, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. So it when it is dusty, now it get shiny. That means the scientists, the Smiths, they might get more creative in their work and make it more what? Deadly. So it's something where US can't read. That can't study where the next Edomites they might make in Russia, America, can come up with something to counter that.
Can.
so it will get polished, it will become more deadlier. So it said, furbish it that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
And when you look up the word glitter, it means lightning. That's where you get the word barak from.
Right.
See, it means lightning. Let me bring it up. I think it's let's read it. I'm gonna read this one. It said Deuteronomy 32. Yeah, verse 41. If I whet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. See? So the word glitter. Oh. Which family? Glittering sword. Hebrew word barak, which means lightning. Lightning flashes. We look up the one that Ezekiel. Ezekiel 21 and 11. 21 and how much I want again?
Can start from 10. 10.
Oh yeah. Yeah, same word, barak. I mean lightning flashes. Look at this now. It's a flashing arrowhead. See? So when these arrows, see, which is the ICBM missiles, when they get shot forth into the earth atmosphere, and then open up, man. If you notice in the movie with Sarah Connor, what happened? You have a flash. When it drop, you have a big flash. You know what I mean? Or when it bursts through the earth atmosphere, you have a flash. See? So the scripture actually is a flashing arrowhead. Which arrowhead you know in an ancient time when somebody pull an arrow and shoot it from out of one bow and it flash. See, did not talk about that. See, that sword or that arrow that is a flashing arrowhead. And what did they call them? The stolen weapon, the stolen ICBMs in Broken Arrow? They call it a broken arrow. The movie Broken Arrow, they call a stolen ICBM missile broken arrow. So these weaponry are looked at are actually arrows, man. See, they are arrows. So when the scripture speak of that, when we're gonna read which one you have? I'm gonna get it. Let me get thing there. 2nd Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16 and so I think at 13.
16 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
So that actually show you that these arrows are not actually bow and arrow. Like, you know, what people, you know, make on and pull it with them literal hands. No, because no bow and arrow can actually shoot into the end of the earth from one end to the next. The only weapon we can do that is these missiles, where they must show you. These hypersonic missiles are whether hypersonic or not. ICBM missiles. See, we're going to travel from country to country. See? Now we just continue playing the video.
Fire on designated targets.
You may fire when ready.
Russia, China, and the United States all want to be the first military with functional hypersonic weapons.
So what the Pentagon is trying to do now is equip all of the service branches, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, and the Army with their version of a hypersonic weapon. As we look to what potential defense industries are sort of home suited to win these types of contracts, Lockheed Martin really is in their swim lane here. Lockheed created that Blackbird, which was able to achieve hypersonic flight at a reconnaissance type level.
China has a hypersonic glide weapon called the WU-14 in development since 2014. It can reportedly reach speeds of Mach 10. Russia has several hypersonic weapons in development. In 2018, Russian President Vladimir Putin brought hypersonic weapons into the forefront when he announced that testing of one such weapon was complete, the Avant-Garde. Putin claimed the weapon can reach speeds of Mach 20. There's also the hypersonic cruise missile known as Skyfall.
So one of the weapons that Putin showed off back in March last year was a nuclear-powered cruise missile. So that cruise missile, he boasted, could have unlimited flight. So basically what it does is it's not running off of gasoline or anything or rockets. It is constantly fueling itself. So in theory, it's flying at hypersonic speeds, and it could fly anywhere around the world. The problem with that is the technical challenges in developing something of
traveling from one end of the earth to the other.
And based off of my reporting, Russia hasn't been able to launch this weapon and have a successful test flight of it. So as these hypersonic weapons are emerging and developing, and the ambition is there for Russia and China to add them to their arsenal, what we're seeing happen is deteriorating relationships with the United States as well. For instance, with Russia and the US, the INF treaty collapsed. When we talk about renegotiating potential treaties, hypersonic weapons could be something that either party decides to add into this new breed of threat moving forward.
That's Russia, the Edomite, because Putin is a Edomite. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's them sharpening their weapon, man. That's their making their weapon furbished, that it may glitter. That's the glittering sword that the Bible talk about, man. So when you hear the Bible mention, the Bible do mention or talk about these kind of weaponry. It's just that you're not gonna hear the Bible say, oh, ICBMs are missiles. You're not gonna hear the Bible say that, because you have to understand that when the scriptures was written, you know what I mean, it was written they used their terms, man. All right. See, you have to understand that when the scripture written, these scriptures were written from a long time ago, man. They never know. The missiles weren't created as yet. See, so them use the terms and what them know. They actually describe these kind of events, these kind of instruments. You know, even scripture call them instrument. See? So you know actually see the Bible and say, oh, ICBMs and missiles. So I come on a regular man would have read it and I say, oh, but now the Bible not say that. You know, but it's just understanding, man. And if you know about these are things that are actually being fulfilled in prophecy in our time. See? Because you have to can read the Bible and match it with what's going on today, man. It's a book of prophecy, and we're in the time of prophecy. See? What you have?
Psalm 11.
Yeah.
Psalm 7 and 11. So this is Psalms chapter 7 and verse 11. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day.
Yeah, so the wicked that is angry with every day is primarily you Edomites. See, are the things that you are doing on the earth. See, the plans that they have. To get rid of people, for actually destroying people. You are the wicked and he's angry at you every day. You're not righteous. Then you have committed so many crimes, man, on the earth, so many bloodshed. The word crime go back to the word sin. Then
and crimson.
Blood.
Right.
So many blood have been shed from your hands. And who have held you accountable for them? Who have bring you to court, so-called. Who have drawn you up or jar you up feet and say, yo, hey, you have to pay the penalty, you have to face the consequences. Who did that to you? Nobody, man. Because really and truly, nobody on earth can judge you right now, because the earth was given into your hands. So the only man can judge you, or the only judgment you can get is from the Almighty. He's the only one that can judge you in the way you're supposed to get judged. See?
As I said, that brother judge, as much as him feel like, you know, You know, the scripture says sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. But the so-called white man, Yahweh watching. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Yes, you sow wickedness, you sow destruction, then you're going to reap destruction. You sow destruction by the things that you were blessed with. You get blessed with the sword and you use it to destroy nations. You use it to destroy people. Then,
and there's no man out there who can take down the so-called white man with sword, any weapon.
Yep.
And the Lord himself, because if you can receive it, our Lord Yahweh, you know, see him and Isaac, him bless him.
Yep.
And him have to come put him down.
Yes.
Not we. That's why right now the weapon of our warfare is spiritual. It's being take up arms against this man because it is his blessing.
Right. So as it, you know, the only man who give him the blessing, I only the man who can take him down. See? Which is the son of David the Father. All right, and no nation that was was set up on the face of the earth was taken down by them decides that they want to take down. For example, the Babylonian Empire. Mede and Persia never the Medes never decided to for them own say, hey, we'll take down Babylon. No. The Heavenly Father did set Babylon to get conquered.
Yeah.
The Heavenly Father rise up the Mede. Zine to take down the Babylonian Empire. Then him rise up the Persian. Then him rise up the Greek. Then him rise up the Roman Empire.
That's right.
And then still in the Roman Empire, the rulership of the second rulership leg of the Roman Empire. So all of these kingdoms are raised up upon the face of the earth. The Heavenly Father raised them up. The scripture tell you that the Heavenly Father ruled in the kingdom of men.
Yeah.
But this kingdom, him give them one weapon for use them and say, all right, because we got next. The Israelites, this one gonna end dramatically, man. We're gonna end the 1 year. This is the war, we're gonna end the war.
Like the eyes of the fuel of fire.
Yeah. This is the war that gonna end the war. See, this is the war where we're gonna make everybody make Egypt look like because the scripture says it shall no more be said that the Lord deliver you from the out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord deliver you from out of the land of the north, where him scatter you. Then because at the end of the day, this is about it's about prophecy and setting up the kingdom of Israel upon the face of the earth, man. Where everybody will fear the name of Yahweh and the name of Yahweh Shai and fear Israel too. Because why them going to fear Israel? Because our power going to be our power. You know? He's going to be our God. So that is the reason why, nations freely go about, not so freely like, treat us the way they want to treat you, look on us as nothing, which right now we are nothing in the sight of these nations. But in the sight of the Most High, man, the elect, that first fruit, saying that prize, we are the Lord heritage, man.
And Jews.
We are the Lord Jew, we are the Lord apple, we are the apple, Zane, of the Most High. Yeah, go on.
Back in Psalms 7 and 12. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He had bent his bow and made it ready.
So when you look up the word whet, it means sharp. So if you're gonna turn,
Yes.
then you might sharpen him sword. You see him? One.
He had also prepared for him the instruments of death.
So who prepared the instrument of death? Yahweh. See, if you're gonna turn him, I'm gonna sharpen him sword, which is getting sharpened right now. Then because this war is inevitable, no matter how countries try to actually dodge it and try to like Russia. Really and truly, them don't want a war, but I know it's not in their say. Them not have no say to say whether they want a war and not in them power. Then it is the Almighty who are bringing forth this war. All of the war is but the Lord is a man of war. So when you see war took place, a war happen, And even the Father, I mean, he said he is the one, he mustered the host of the battle. I'm a lead out the battle. You see? I'm a lead out the battle, I'm a set them up. I give them these toys, man, these nuclear weaponry to play with. So when them say, oh, I saw the sharp man, them are sharp them swords. See, Russia sharp them sword. When them have them drills, make sure say so them sword functional.
Right. Because even on a domestic level, when a farmer sharpening cutlass and going and field with a chop.
You're going to use it.
Right. And the sharper it is, and the easier it do the work.
Yep.
And it's more effective on the farm. And the same with these missiles will be more effective on the battlefield.
Right.
When them reach certain level of development where
them have to know so them press a button and it stick.
Can.
Yeah, so, and they go up and then they just jump off and they reach. Them test them.
Yes.
That's sharpening their sword, man.
Yes.
They make sure them test it to make sure it's set up to par, everything good, everything will work.
Yes.
See? And that's how they are actually being, that's how the earth is also being destroyed because of these nuclear testings.
Right.
When them go out in the oceans and them launch these missiles, man, and dropping the spoiling, destroying the oceans, man.
Give out certain chemical fumes.
Certain chemical fumes poisoning the sea.
Yeah.
See? But hey, go back, he say the Lord, so what him say, I have also what?
Verse 13 now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Psalm 7 and 13. He had also prepared for him the instruments of death.
Mm-hmm.
He ordained his arrows against the persecutors.
Yep.
Behold, he travelled with iniquity and had conceived mischief.
Yeah, and travel with iniquity. Who's that? The traveling sword, man. Esau. He carry iniquity. He carry wickedness. He travel with wickedness. See? He is the wicked. So the most I create the instrument of death to put upon him, man. To destroy him with it. Go on.
He brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it and did it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made.
Right, because the same weapon when use and sell other nations, them same weapon they gonna burn it. The same weapon when blessed with, I go burn it.
We make the nations then tremble.
Yeah, the same weapon they use. Yeah, the same weapon they use to make the nation them afraid. I gonna make him afraid. Terror shall make him afraid on every side. See? That gonna make him afraid, man.
The wound of blessing.
The wound of blessing him, I go tremble at it. See? Continue.
Verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head.
Yep.
And his violent dealing shall come down upon his own plate.
Yep. His violent dealings.
Yeah.
The violent dealings are come down upon his own plate. When you talk about violent, see, you can see all of the from when they took our people, the slavery, the enslavement of our people. You name it, man. There's so many things that Esau do on the earth, so many violence, so many bloodshed.
Japan, the missiles,
It's countless. And until now, hey, people still suffering and mourning of the after effect, still living in the actual effect of Esau destruction, or what Esau do to them.
Side effects.
The side effects. The radiation polluting people, people country same way. Baby being born in the farm, see, using gas, poison gas, bioweapons and people. Who does that, man? Who does that? See, the so-called white man. You don't see China do it. You don't see China use bioweapons for nobody. You don't see no other, even though them are eating too, and them are going to slavery just the same. But you don't see them do them thing, man. The vilest man upon earth. See? Everybody not like, nobody not like him. Nations start to hate this man. Even him own allies them. See? So continue.
So verse 17 now it said, I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness. and will sing praise to the name of the Lord.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about the praise of Yahweh. And as you say, as the scripture said, when this destruction happened, he said his name will be declared. He said that his name might be declared throughout all the earth. So the name of Yahweh is going to be glorified. It's in right throughout the earth. Every nation, scripture tells that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that the name that Yahweh is Lord, that Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. You know what I mean? That Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Everybody going afraid and acknowledge that, hey, this is the man.
Yeah.
It is not Esau. Esau is not the man. When Esau go down, the scripture say, yo, the nations, the man say, yo, is this the man? Then them not gonna believe that Esau could have go down after the things them when possessed, the power when so-called possessed, the power that was given unto him when he like a him, when he like a him of it. Nations are gonna say, yo, John Star is, you know, can't believe him fall. See? Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's one in the school.
Yeah.
Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
And how did he shake kingdoms? Bombs. Seeing the weapon we were blessed with is blessed. So if you're looking on the scriptures, man, the scriptures them will bring out from Cain, Tubal Cain, to when Esau born, to when Esau get blessing, to the things them to the when the scripture talk about the destroyer, the hands of the slayer, sharpening of the sword and all of that, up unto this very moment, this very point in time, when you look what going on in the news, it is only a pinpoint one man for the face of the earth. You know, a pinpoint nobody else. If you really have understanding, you know, pinpoint nobody else. See, it a pinpoint Esau, the white man, the so-called white man. See, so when Esau, you know, him escaped some like a false flag, and I said, oh, Hebrews are like this, Hebrews are like that. See, and I spread false accusation, which that word Satan go back to you, accuser. You are the accuser for you are the word. You are Satan. The manifestation of that spiritual demon, Satan, the accuser, the embodiment of Satan, of that spiritual demon, Satan. Saying you are that, man. Saying so all the wickedness of the on the face of the earth, then this man going around like him not do nothing, like him, yeah, him scotch free, him this angel, white and holy, this angel of light. See? But you're not no angel of no light to we, because we see you you devils, the angel of death. You're the angel of death, you're the angel of darkness. See, we see you for what you are, man. See? You can't wiggle your way out of this judgment that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have prescribed for you. Your weaponry going to be your downfall. The thing where you blessed with, it's going to be your downfall.
Let's read this one.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Matthew 26 and verse 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into its place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Yep. So our thing right now is not to lift up sword against you. It's to lift up weapon against you. See? Our thing right now is to preach the word of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. See? And that's what you're afraid of, because we know the truth now. That's what Esau is really afraid of. Right now, he's afraid because we know the truth. We know who he is. Hiding behind the shadows, man, that he's a Greek, he's this white man, he's an Israelite, hiding, man. But now we come and we are removed, even if I to the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, that that covering cast over all nations is being removed, man. Then we telling you your identity, telling you what you are, man. See? And that the blessing where you get blessed with, that won't be your downfall. See? The next one. Read the final one. Read back Deuteronomy. 32 and 39.
32 and 39?
And then we can close out.
So Deuteronomy 32, 39. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive.
Yeah, there is no God with him. So Esau approached himself like him a God. Esau behaved like him a God, man. Proud. But the Heavenly Father, this is a reminder to you that, hey, most I make you know straight, there's no God beside him.
Right.
See? There's no power beside him. Go on.
I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So even if it is by your so-called doing that people get hurt or even bombing nations, it's not you doing that for your own. See? Wars are fought, and then you come up and go against nations and beat down nations. The Most High give that power into you, and the Most High is the one that is in control of everything. Go on.
For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me.
Yeah, and you hate the Most High. You so-called white people. You are the nation's stone. You anybody will hate the Most High, because really and truly, when it comes to you with the laws of the Heavenly Father, these people in like the white people, you so-called white people, Esau, you throw that away.
Now therefore 2/3, please.
Yeah, and 2/3 is you hate the Most High too. So you're gonna get destroyed with the wicked. The difference with 2/3 now, 2/3 are gonna get reborn in the kingdom.
Right.
But the other nations them are going as slavery.
That's right.
See? But him say him go destroy him, make judgment turn upon them who hate him. See? So if he wet him glittering, so the word wet as we bring up before mean to sharpen.
Right. And
the glittering mean lightning. Light means sword or flashing arrowhead. See, when you look up the word lightning, glittering, go back to the Hebrew word barak, which means flashing arrowhead. See? So you can just imagine or just picture the ICBM missiles in your head, man. When you read that definition. You can just see it, say, oh, hey, all the ICBM missile, all the warhead them operate, man. It's a flashing arrowhead. See? Go on.
Verse 42. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenge upon the enemy.
Yes, so it's a revenge upon the enemy. And that's a key point too. The Heavenly Father have enemies. We have enemies. Yeah. The nation of Israel. The other nations are our enemies. But our arch enemy right now, man, is Esau. Seeing Esau, the so-called white man, that war was started from in the womb. Jacob and Esau in the womb. All right, and the lineage of Esau are the so-called white people that are seen today, man. And the lineage of Jacob, the seed of Jacob, are what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. See? But hey, hope this lesson was edifying.
One more verse.
Okay.
So verse 43, that's Deuteronomy 32. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversaries and will be merciful unto his land and to his people.
Oh, and who is the Lord's people? Who is the Lord's people? He said, "I'll be merciful to us, so is the land." See? This is the land of Israel, man, which belong to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the people of the Most High. And you say, I'm going to do what to him people?
And
he might be merciful to his people. See? And everybody are the Lord's people, man. Only the nation of Israel is the Lord's people. And it's right throughout the scripture that teach that. You know, so I hope this lesson was edifying. You know, we're going to end it there. Shalom to the Akim that tuned in. And we want to give our praises to Yahweh Shemir Shai, again, Bashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles of James Give Me Stone. Salutations to the Akim again. Shalom.
Shalom.